Stir fry and we dump in the potatoes. Then we place the potatoes and sweet potatoes. Then I add it. Hi everybody, welcome back to Cantonese food recipes. I'm Andrew and tonight I'm going to show you guys how to make a delicious Cantonese style chicken curry with the potatoes and sweet potatoes. So it's a very easy and delicious recipe you guys can try out. So yeah, let's begin cooking. Okay guys, so over here I got some washed up chicken. So you can see there's some chicken drumsticks and chicken thighs. So as you can see, the pieces are a bit too big. I'm just going to chop them into smaller pieces. Well, if you guys like bigger pieces, you can just leave it just like that. I like it a bit like a bite-sized piece when I'm eating this chicken curry. Okay, here is the chicken thigh. Look how big the piece is. So it's too big when you cut this into smaller pieces. To chop it halfway from the chicken thigh over here. The smaller the piece, the better the chicken will absorb the curry flavor that when we're cooking this. Okay, I'm just going to chop up all this chicken, and then I'm just going to give it a good rinse in the water and then drain, and then I'll show you guys how I marinate the chicken. Okay guys, I've chopped up all my chicken. Look at that, so much chicken. I'm just going to wash this up and drain it, and then we'll marinate this chicken over here. Okay guys, my chicken is washed and drained. Now we're going to marinate chicken. So first, I'm going to add in a heaping tablespoon of crushed garlic, since there's so much chicken over here. Next, I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of salt. If you don't have a lot of chicken, 1 teaspoon should be enough. Then, I'm going to give it a good sprinkle of white pepper all around here. Just enough so that each piece of chicken has a good amount of white pepper. Okay, next I'm going to add in a good amount of sugar. Here I've got a little teaspoon here. I'll add in about, since there's so much chicken, I'm adding in 10 teaspoons of sugar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Usually for small portions of chicken, you should just add in 5 teaspoons of sugar. Next, I'm adding in 1 heaped teaspoon of chicken bouillon powder. If you don't have a lot of chicken, half a teaspoon should be enough. Okay, now we're just going to mix up the chicken with the spice first. Should got a bigger bowl. So much chicken here. I think it's about 2 kgs of chicken. You know, my chicken curry, once it's cooked, it goes very fast, and then there won't be any leftovers for like lunch, for work and all that stuff. And I also do like meal prep, so I make extra more chicken so that during the day I can just like get some rice, put some chicken curry on the rice and just give it a good microwave, and then I've got a meal instead of ordering some takeouts and all that stuff. It's tasty, healthy and very clean. All the ingredients are healthy when we cook at home. Okay, let's give that a good mix, and now it's time to add in our sauces. Okay, first I'm going to give it a good drizzle of light soy sauce all around, just like that. Next, we also going to drizzle a good amount of oyster sauce all around chicken here. Then we're going to drizzle some Chinese rice wine, a little bit of sesame oil, and also a drizzle of olive oil. Okay, now let's give this a good mix again. The sauces. You can already smell that flavor coming from all these sauces and spices. This dish is going to be absolutely delicious. Okay, just give that a good quick mix, and now we'll add in some cornstarch so that it will become like a marination batter for the chicken. So since there's so much chicken here, I'm just going to add in 2 heaped teaspoons of cornstarch. The cornstarch will also help when we are searing this chicken on the pan. It'll give it that golden crispy chicken skin and chicken once we pan sear the chicken over here. If you don't add in the cornstarch when you pan searing the chicken on the pan, a lot of the sauces will just be watery. The chicken will end up very watery and not crispy. That's why if you see people like making like pan fried chicken, they first marinate the chicken and then they dip it in cornstarch, and then they pan sear the chicken before they add in like that honey and soy sauce glaze onto the chicken. So yeah, that's why cornstarch is very important in Cantonese cooking. Some people like cornstarch, some people like using potato starch, doesn't matter. It's just the thickening powder that we need for this marination. Okay, so we gave this a good mix, and now I'll just pop this into the fridge and then marinate for half an hour before we start cooking this up. So I'm going to pop this in the fridge, and now I'm going to start to cut up some onions and potatoes and sweet potatoes. Okay guys, so over here I've got 2 small onions. If you have large onions, you can just use 1 is enough. But even if you add more, it doesn't matter. So for the onions, I'm just going to turn it this way and just going to chop it into slices here. Yeah, just like that. Chop it up and then place it into the bowl. Okay guys, so over here I have peeled some potatoes. As you can see, look at these big potatoes over here. I'm just using 3 over here, and I also got some small sweet potatoes over here, purple sweet potatoes. So let's cut these up. So for the potatoes, because this meal is just the cooking time should be about, like, we're first going to boil these potatoes. While we're boiling the potatoes, we'll be pan searing the chicken, and then by then, after we like pan sear the chicken with all the spices and stuff, it should be around 15 minutes. So these potatoes, we need to cut them into slices over here. Don't cut them into like chunks, you know. Like if you cut them into chunks, like already the chicken already seared and your potatoes are not even soft yet, unless you like pre-boil them. But you don't want to do that, because we'll be adding the potatoes back into the chicken curry while it's simmering together with the potatoes, so that the potatoes can get that curry flavor as well. So you don't want like mashed potatoes before the chicken is well done. So when we're cooking this, everything has to be cooking at the same time. So for the potatoes, we're going to do some potato slices over here, like not too thin, about a centimeter width. Potato slices. And I guarantee you guys, if you make potato slices, the curry will be super good. So yeah, the potatoes are like this. Cut them into potato slices. And then now, for my sweet potato, you can add them if you have or not, but I don't know, curry with a bit of sweet potato is delicious. So since it's this small, because these ones are very sweet and yummy, these purple sweet potatoes, I'm just going to chop them in half, just like that. if you have like bigger sweet potatoes, like those large sweet potatoes, you're also going to be cutting them into slices like this. So yeah, I'm just gonna cut them up, and then I'll show you guys what curry spices that I'm using for the chicken curry over here. Okay guys, now I'll be showing you guys what spices I'm using for my curry. If you don't have like all these spices that I'm using, it's very simple. Just go to your store and buy like a mild curry powder. So that will be like a mixture of a lot of curry, and once you add it to the chicken, it'll be the same taste. But it's just this version of mine. I don't know, I watched a lot of Indian videos, so they were using all these spices, and once I tried them out with my Cantonese-style chicken curry, and it was absolutely delicious. So yeah, let me just show you what spices I'll be using. Okay, first to my bowl I'll add in a few pieces of cinnamon sticks over here. Then I'll add in a few cloves of cardamom seeds over here. Just a few. Then I'll add in a few pieces of star anise over here. Okay, just sprinkle a little bit of, add in a few pieces of the cloves as well. So cloves is basically, I think, is like star anise or something. Okay, over here I've got a little, we'll put in a little bit of some anise seeds. Sprinkle a little bit. I'll add in the flavor. Okay, now I'm gonna add in 1 tablespoon of turmeric. So you see when in the curry powders that you buy in the store, when it's all yellow, it's basically turmeric over here. So just add in 1 tablespoon of turmeric. Okay, next over here I got it's called extra special dhania and jeera powder, which is basically a coriander and cumin spice mix. So for that, I'm also going to just add in half a tablespoon of that. Okay, next I got a packet of, it says mother-in-law masala, which is a spice mix of masala, chili powder, and other spices. So I'm also going to be adding in 1 tablespoon. I think if you go to your local Indian store, you should find all these spices in the supermarket and stuff. As you can see, the spice is red. It's red in color. So just add this in. So basically it has chili powder already. So it's a mixture of masala, chili powder, and other spices. So you don't need to add in like additional like chili spice if you want a very spicy kick in your curry. Okay guys, so yeah, basically this is my spice mix. If you look at other Indian recipes, they like put a heck of a lot of spices, and I don't think that is like healthy for the body, because so much spices in your body, so this should be enough. So yeah, so now so we got our spices, we chopped up our potatoes and our sweet potatoes, and then now we got our onion, and the chicken is still in the fridge marinating, but it should have marinated for about 30 minutes by now, since we were prepping all these ingredients. And now it's time to cook. So first I'm going to boil a pot of water for the potatoes. So once the water starts to boil, I'll pop these in, and then we can stop pan-searing the chicken for the chicken curry. Oh yeah guys, I forgot one last ingredient that I really needed for my chicken curry, and that is tomatoes. So we here got 4 large tomatoes over here. Just going to cut them up into smaller pieces, just like that. Then we'll add it to our chicken curry. The water's boiling now, so yeah, we'll just cut this up. Okay guys, my pot of water is boiling over here. Now I'm gonna add in half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to pop in the potatoes and the sweet potatoes. Let's pop this in. And I'm going to let this boil on high heat. Okay, while this is boiling, we can start to pan-sear our marinated chicken. Okay guys, so here's my pan. Just it's very hot now. Make sure it's very hot. And now I'm going to pour in some olive oil. You see in Indian curry, they add in like tons and tons of like seed oils, and that's not cool. So yeah, just enough olive oil here. This is a healthy Cantonese chicken curry over here. Okay, let's dump in our chicken. Here's my marinated chicken here. Now let's pan-sear the chicken until it's nice and golden and brownish. You see in Indian curries, they like to add in like a ton of oil, and then they first brown the onions, and then afterwards they add in the spices and all that stuff. But for me, I like to add in just a little bit of oil, enough for the chicken. First, I like to pan-sear my chicken first. Once the chicken's all pan-seared nicely, I'm going to dump in the onions and then give it a good stir fry until the onions pop up some flavor. And then next, I will dump in my spices, and then a lot of that spice ingredients will get absorbed into the chicken. So yeah, I'm going to do it like that, and then lastly, I'll dump in my tomatoes, give it a good stir fry, and by then the potatoes would have been like boiled for about 15 to 20 minutes. I'll place the potatoes and sweet potatoes on top, and also pour in some of that boiled water for that curry sauce that we're gonna make. Okay, so now let's just brown this chicken up. Let's just flip this around. Okay, I'm just going to cover the chicken with a lid and let it steam for about 3 minutes before I flip the chicken around. Just cover it with a lid so that the chicken the insides of the chicken will be cooked nicely, and you can see there's a lot of steam popping out, so it's a pan fry steaming function. And while you do this, the chicken won't like burn up that fast. Okay, let's flip the chicken around. You can see while we're steaming, a lot of the chicken moisture gets out, and then you won't need to add in like so much oil to protect the chicken from burning. And I am cooking this on high heat. Stir fry. You must make sure the chicken has a good sear before we add in the rest of the other ingredients. Okay, so far I see there's a lot of moisture, but we need to cook the chicken insides anyway, so we'll cover this back with a lid to let it cook for another 3 minutes. Okay, let's check the chicken. Okay, you can see there's a lot of water around the chicken now. Now for the next 5 minutes, I'm just going to pan sear all around the chicken until it's nice and golden brown. So yeah. And then we also let a lot of that moisture get evaporated while we are stir frying these chicken pieces over here. Okay. Get rid of the moisture. Okay, once we start to hear a lot of like the sizzling oil popping out. That means a lot of the water moisture has evaporated. Then we can dump in our oil. As you can see now, it's not well browned yet, so I'm just going to brown this first before adding the onions and the spices. Okay guys, so I've been searing this chicken for about 10 minutes now because there was so much chicken, so it took a bit longer. So now we can add in our onions. Dumping the onions here. Give it a good stir fry. And I'll also add in the curry spices. Adding our curry spices here. Okay, let's give this a good stir fry. Oh, that flavor is popping out. We're going to stir fry this until all the aromatic spices pops out and the room is full of flavor. Then we will dump in our tomatoes. Make sure each piece of chicken is nicely coated with that curry spice. Okay, we're just gonna let this cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. Just keep on stir frying. Okay, so my room is full of flavor now. Now let's dump in our tomatoes. Now we're just going to stir fry until the tomatoes soften up a little bit before we dump in the potatoes. Then we know how much liquid we need to add to this chicken curry over here. So just stir fry this for like 5 more minutes till the tomatoes soften up. Okay guys, so now the tomatoes have softened up. My potatoes has been boiling for about 25 minutes, so they should be very soft. Let me lift them up and place it on top of this wok over here. The wok looks pretty small. I don't know if it can fit all of this potatoes and sweet potatoes. Let's just see. Okay, let's place the potatoes and sweet potatoes on top. I think I added in too much chicken tonight, but it's fine. It's all about meal prepping. Okay. Way too small this wok over here. Let me see if I cover it with a lid. Yep, it's lifting out. Guys, I'm going to change this into a pot, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Okay guys, let's transfer the food into this pot over here. Wow, super heavy here. Placing the rest of the potatoes and sweet potatoes here. Okay, just gonna leave it like this. Now I'm gonna add in some of the boiled potato water. So you just want enough water so it can simmer the chicken over here, but not too much, or else we lose all that delicious curry flavor. So yeah, just enough. That should be good enough. Mix here. You can see the potatoes already softened. Okay, we might need to prepare cornstarch slurry later, but now we're just going to let this simmer for 15 minutes and they should be ready, guys. Okay, let's let this simmer. Okay guys, so after 5 minutes, we're just going to give this a little taste to see if we need some other adjustments in the sauce. Look at that. Bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. Let's give this a little stir. Nice. You can see there's now like more water because you must remember we also added in the tomatoes. Okay, let's give this a little taste of the sauce. It's good, but not sweet enough, so we're gonna add in a bit more sugar. Okay, just add in 2 teaspoons more here. Then I'm going to give it a good drizzle of oyster sauce. And a little drizzle of soy sauce. Okay, that should be good. Let's give this a mix and taste again. Okay, let this boil a little bit. Let's give this a little taste. It's good, but need 1 more teaspoon of sugar. Let's mix that up and taste. Once the taste is correct, we can add in our cornstarch slurry. Ah, perfect. Okay guys, so over here I've got about 2 teaspoons of cornstarch mixed with some water. Now we're just going to pour this over the sauce here. Let's give it a mix. And then all that sauce will stick onto the potatoes and the chicken nicely. Okay guys, I'm gonna cover this back with the lid and let it simmer for another 5 minutes and then dinner will be served. Well guys, it's time to eat some delicious chicken curry here. Wow, look at that. Wow. This will be so good with white rice. Wow. Okay guys, it's time to eat. Let's taste this. Okay guys, the curry is done. Check this out. Ooh, hot curry here, hot curry. Lot of sauce. Nice. Okay guys, it's time to try my curry. Add some rice here. Gotta have 2 scoops always. Okay, let's scoop. Okay, so these ones are the sweet potato over here. That there. And then these ones are the potato. Check that out. Nice. Now let's add in some chicken. Let's find some good pieces here. I like the chicken with the skin. Wow, put that there. Then pour in just a little good amount of curry sauce over here. Wow, look at that. Let's give this a taste. Okay, let's give this a good taste. First I'm going to taste some of the sweet potato over here. Wow, like mashed. Good, good, good. Now some of the potatoes here. Super good, super good. Now let's taste some of the chicken. Wow, super hot as well. Eat it with some of the rice. Brilliant guys, so tasty and delicious. I hope you guys give this recipe a try and let me know how it went, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks guys for watching.